1962, a group of Vancouver business people, led by Austrian transplant Franz Wilhelmsen, formed an association to develop a site to host the 1968 Olympic Winter Games in Vancouver. They needed a mountain, and Wilhelmsen knew they needed a mountain big enough for a World Cup downhill racecourse. It also had to be close to Vancouver. They decided on London Mountain in Garibaldi Provincial Park. The first thing they had to do was build a 4-person gondola and a chairlift that would get skiers above the tree line. It was a big job, considering they were in the middle of nowhere. In August of 1965, the name London Mountain was officially changed to Whistler. The name Whistler was a nickname the early settlers used because of the whistling sounds of the marmots in the alpine meadows. Also that year, the government put through a paved road to the valley. Again, forestry being the main reason for the road, to promote economic activity in the area and a cheaper route for getting the logs to Squamish and its deep sea port. After all, everyone knows there's no money in tourism. In the early 60s, before the road, Alta Lake was pretty much deserted. Summer tourism had dropped off and the sawmills had closed. The road would change everything. It became much cheaper to transport material and people to the area, and the task of promoting development could begin. They had to convince people to buy property in the valley. This was a pretty bold statement considering that there was no hydro, no sewer or water systems, and the new road from Brackendale was 40 kilometers of narrow, twisting, winding highway, dominated by logging trucks that gave no quarter. But skiers are a stubborn breed, and the developers knew that once people discovered Whistler, they would come. Whistler Mountain opened to the public in February 1966. The price of a lift ticket was $4 during the week, but the ad made it look worthwhile with 4 miles of lifts. There was a 4-person gondola and a chairlift to the tree line, 2 T-bars in the alpine area, and a day lodge at the top. The day lodge was essential because skiers needed a place to thaw out after the long ride on the red chair. They even had a ski school. This was the cutting edge of alpine fashion in 1966. It took 45 minutes to get from the valley to the top of the red, not including lineups. Whistler quickly grew in popularity, and 30 and 40-minute lineups on busy